Hello everyone, how are you guys doing today? Welcome back to another episode reaction to Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This is Haarute, my name is Matt. Hello, what's up? So, last time in Buffy we got mind reading powers that were overwhelming, and we also had a lunch lady joke. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck was that about. Something that I learned since I watched that episode, because I have been told that apparently that episode was delayed, like originally when it was airing, right? That episode was delayed and was replaced with a rerun because a school shooting, and I think it's one of the biggest school shootings in the US, I'm not American so I don't really know, happened like a month prior, and the network was like, we can't air this, so they didn't air it until like much later. So that's very interesting to me. That's a fun piece of historical knowledge about this show, as well as this is the reason why you don't write shit like that. Because like the thing about that episode is that like if that had aired near, like even like before or after a school shooting, it would feel like a mockery. Like, oh, this is a serious issue. Characters do kind of take it seriously, but then they also make jokes about it. And then at the end of the episode, it's like, actually it was the lunch lady, and it was like the most Looney Tune shit, and it would feel like incredibly disrespectful. And that's the reason why you don't do shit like that. That's the reason why you need to like tread it carefully when you're gonna write something like that. And we didn't even talk about the suicide topic, actually. So it was just like, no, I was gonna kill myself, and it's like, oh, who was the real culprit? And it's like, okay, we're focusing on the wrong thing, which is the lunch lady, instead of focusing on, you okay, man? But anyway, that episode was actually fun. It was a fun episode. Sorry, sometimes it sounds like I'm complaining a lot and like I just don't enjoy things in life, but honestly that episode was very enjoyable. It was very funny. There were several moments where I lost my shit, and I noticed while editing that that happened a lot, actually. It was a fun episode. But at the same time, I have to be critical. And part of my brain is like, I don't know about this, man. And then I was told that, like, you know, this episode actually did have issues when it comes to its airing because of real life events. I'm like, well, like, no shit. Like, it would be so out of touch to air something like this. And it's not even because there is like the implication of a school shooting, even if it doesn't happen, but it's because like it feels like it's making fun of it at the end. And it's not, but it feels like that. And it's not, it's just a thing that Buffy as a show does, but it kind of feels like that. So you really need to take this shit seriously sometimes. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, that's everything we can say about previous week. Oh yeah, and now people know that Giles and Buffy's mom fucked. So that's the thing. Today, what are we watching? We're getting really close to the end of the season. Actually, how many? Do we have like 4 episodes left? I think so. So I'm gonna be finishing the season by like next month. That's interesting. Okay. I will say, I'm letting y'all know that I'm planning on like taking like a small break after the season is over. And actually, I'm gonna be doing another Buffy cast. I made a Buffy cast for seasons 1 and 2 where I just talk about how I felt about seasons 1 and 2 for like 2 hours, and I answer some questions. I'm probably gonna do that again for season 3 because I feel like I have stuff to say about season 3 that I've been saying for weeks, but like as an overall, I want to talk about it after we're done. This one is gonna be called the Faith Cast, actually. I'm probably gonna be doing that, and that's gonna take a slot for a week. But then I also maybe want to take like a week off or something. I don't know, I haven't decided. Okay, want to watch this episode today. I mentioned like, I don't know, 2 weeks ago or something like that, that if I get an episode of Buffy that doesn't feature Faith in it, I almost don't want to see it anymore. But that's just because I'm really into whatever the main storyline is now. So I want to see where that goes. And I feel like I said that we only had like time for like one more episode that didn't have anything to do with that, and we just had it last week. So I feel like this week we need to go back to whatever the fuck we're doing in the main plot. So hopefully we'll see more Faith today. Let's go and watch the episode. Patreon, check out the link in the description below. Pop up on screen. You can support the channel and get access to the next 2 episode reactions already, as well as full-length reactions. Like, damn, you're gonna watch like probably the first half of the finale, maybe? Like, this is 19, right? Yeah, so check out the Patreon. You can watch that and full-length reactions. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Okay, let us begin. So, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Season 3, Episode 19. Let's go. I don't care.
All right, you can open them up now.
A gift? Cookies.
Airport. What's next? You want me to help a buddy of yours move a sofa?
You know, I'm beginning to think that somebody's getting a little spoiled. Maybe I should take this back.
Sorry, sir.
That's my
Aw.
girl. Another cookie? A package is arriving tomorrow night from Central America. Something, and I can't stress this enough, something crucially important to my ascension. Open your present. There. That look on your face is my reward.
What?
This is a thing of beauty, boss.
Well, it costs a pretty penny.
Is it magical or
So,
something?
take
Is that
good
cursed
care of it.
blade? Is it just cool
You
looking?
be careful. Put somebody's eye out with that thing.
Do you get the feeling that we're kind of in a rut? Never take me anyplace new.
What about that fire demon nest in the cave by the beach?
Something that's not like monster killing related?
And this is how we're gonna spend our nights when I'm 50 and you're the same age you are now?
Alright. I mean, they went to see a movie the other night, but that didn't go well. When is Faith winning her place in the credit sequence?
You were accepted to Northwestern University? Honey, I'm so proud of you. That's wonderful. I know we can make it work if your father pitches in.
Not sure where that is.
Mom, you know that I can't. I just can't decide on the school right now.
She's thinking I have to stay in this garbage dump of a town because hell is here, so I just had a theory. I'm gonna bring it up later.
Just has to realize that I can't go away.
My theory is Angel the show is Angel stays behind in the Hellmouth to defend the town from the Hellmouth, but Buffy goes to university, so he does that for her.
Oxford. Whoopee. MIT is a clear cell ad with housing, and Yale is a dumping ground for those who didn't get into Harvard.
I got into Harvard.
None of your business. Certainly nowhere near you losers.
You guys don't forget to breathe between insults.
This conversation is reserved for those who actually have a future.
Ooh.
She's definitely got a chip going.
Maybe if you didn't goad her so much. I want to leave.
What, now?
No, not now. After I graduate.
You're a slayer.
You can't just define me by my slayerness. That's... somethingism. I got into Northwestern.
That's wonderful news. Good for you.
Monsters, demons, world in peril?
Can we at least think about it?
Perhaps if circumstances were different.
I'll make them different. I'm tired of waiting for Mayor McSleaze to make his move while we sit on our hands counting down to Ascension Day.
Oh, she's just gonna assassinate the mayor.
We don't know anything about the mayor's ascension.
She's right.
Also, you know because of Angel that he literally cannot be harmed. Okay, what is being delivered?
You in the car?
No, I'll take it to him.
I don't like surprises.
You're dead. Yep, check us use the bow.
You killed him.
What are you, the narrator?
That won't cut through steel.
It'll cut through bone. Made him an offer, it didn't survive.
That's a good one.
You know, I'll tell you, if Buffy's... Hey. If Buffy Summers walked in here and said she wanted to switch to our side, I'd say, no thanks, sister. I got all the Slayer one man could ever need. What?
Nothing.
Because I used the B word, huh? Don't tell me you're so sore about that whole Angel Buffy thing. Don't do that.
Okay. That is not to be opened. Not yet, or by someone that's not him or something. Is Buffy going after this guy? Yep. What's in that box?
The box is being kept under guard in a conference room on the top floor.
Here's what I think we should do.
I figure we could enter through the skylight. I'll take Angel with me.
But we still need to consider whether the
It won't
mayor...
be enough to simply have possession of the box.
Right, we have to destroy it.
We don't know what such a ritual would require.
I think the breath of the entropics is standard for this sort of thing. Sander?
I know, I'm a ingredient getting guy.
I demand everyone stop this instant.
He's so far behind.
We need time to fully analyze the situation and devise a proper and strategic stratagem. The mayor will most assuredly have supernatural safeguards protecting the box.
Looks like a job for Wiccan girl. What do you say, Will? Big time danger. Hey, I eat danger for breakfast.
Like, the team is moving swiftly in everything they do, and Wesley's just not keeping up. Even though he's, like, quote-unquote, the guy in charge, so... What are we doing today? What? Okay.
Didn't get into any schools, did you?
Weep Creep, USC, Colorado State, Duke, and Columbia.
My guess would be that she would get into a good college.
I'm guessing they must have seen a different side of your father's money.
Go away.
I have to go back to helping to save some lives. Carry on. I know that you have some important accessorizing to do.
Like, Whenever Cordelia is like super mean, I'm sitting here thinking like, okay, she could be nicer. But then Sanders does shit like this, and I'm like, okay, she's justified in acting this way. Hope this goes well. I don't like that this is happening like before the half of the episode. The fact that this operation is all going down like third of the way through the episode, I'm like, oh man, I don't know where the episode is gonna go after this. This is Act 3 shit, not Act 1.
Exposca, validum, scudum.
I would assume that there would be someone looking at the box. Like at all times, there should be a guard just looking at it.
Oh yeah, I'm bad. I get gone. I'm gone.
Okay, Willow is alone. Don't like that. Now we're doing a spy movie. Now we are doing a spy movie.
Don't suppose you want to help me get down?
Okay, well, we have to literally just exit through the main door now. Maybe not the main door, maybe just fucking bust out a window and just jump down. You're like superheroes and shit. Like, you probably can just jump down. Not before a fight scene. They are exiting through the main door, okay. Okay, they're running distraction, yeah. Well then. God damn it! I knew it! Every single time a character goes off alone, I'm like, fucking...
How did this happen? I swear I won't let them hurt her.
Full-on assault.
No killer.
We need to give the
Assuming
box
you
back.
haven't already.
We trade.
Yeah.
We can't.
No, it's the safest plan. It's the only way, right? We call the mayor and arrange a meeting.
This box must be destroyed.
I need a volunteer to hit Wesley.
Giles, you know I'm right about this.
Wes, you want to duck and cover at this point?
Thousands of lives depend upon our getting rid of it. We will find another way. You are the one who said take the fight to the mayor. You were right. It's your chance to get out.
You think I care about that?
All right. Let's deal with this rationally.
Were you taking his side?
You'd sacrifice thousands of lives, your families, your friends.
That's what we're
All
doing,
end,
like...
we have the means
oh
to
my
destroy
God.
this box.
Yeah.
Giles, make the phone call.
I like that. I like awesome moments. I'm still worried, by the way, that they're still gonna kill her or something. Do you bring Amy with you? Maybe she can help bust you out? Sneak in through some, like, tiny hole or something?
No!
Oh! Even better. Hell yes. Okay, I like that. She's also free now. And it's cool because we actually seen the trick with the pencil before. In, like, a funny scene. Is she gonna try to do some investigation while we're at it? Yeah, the cursed closet. I have no idea what the fuck this is, but...
Books of Ascension.
Oh, she's gonna read them? Oh, she's just... Okay. Girl, you could have just broken out. You could have just left.
You just can't stop Nancy Druin, can you?
Are you that curious?
Faith, we're still your friends. We can help you. It's not too late.
It's way too late. You know, it didn't have to be this way. But you made your choice. I know you had a tough life. I know that some people think you had a lot of bad breaks. Well, boo-hoo. Poor you. You had a lot more in your life than some people. I mean, you had friends like Buffy. Now you have no one. You were Slayer, and now you're nothing. Just a big, selfish, worthless waste. I'm not afraid of you.
This is cool. I like this.
Girls, I hope I don't have to separate you two. Faith, you can play with your new toy later. Something's come up.
Okay.
No, I don't like repeating myself.
Listen to Dad.
I got someone. I got him.
I mean, he doesn't care about you, so... They have to meet at the
One way
school, I
out
guess.
means one way in.
I mean, they could have the power.
Guess they're shy.
Yeah, makes sense. Here we are.
Well, this is exciting, isn't it? I feel like we should all be wearing trench coats. So you're the little girl that's been causing me all this trouble. Still don't understand why it couldn't work out with you and my Faith.
Yeah, well, what can I say? I like him sane. Angel.
Yeah, don't. Just shut up, man.
I just don't see much of a future for you two. I don't sense a lasting relationship. And not just because I plan to kill the both of you, but you got a bumpy road ahead. You kids, you know, you don't like to think about the future. You don't like to make plans. Show a little respect for your elders.
You're not my elder.
And that's just one of the things you're gonna have to deal with. You're immortal. She's not. Not easy. I married my Edna May in '03, and I was with her right until the end. Not a pretty picture. Wrinkled and senile and cursing me for my youth. And let's forget the fact that any moment of true happiness will turn you evil. What kind of a life can you offer her?
Oh, this is cool.
A blossoming young girl. And you want to keep her from the life she should have until it's passed her by. And by God, I think that's a little selfish. Is that what you came back from hell for? Is that your greater purpose? Make the trade.
She's safe. Okay. I'm so worried, but
Well, that would assume nobody moves.
fucking... Wait, aren't you working with him, though? Aren't you working with the mayor?
Snyder, get out of here.
You're not giving orders, young lady.
He's like, this is a drug trade or whatever. Oh, the demon's gonna possess Snyder or something.
Principal Snyder.
I'm the mayor of this town, by the way.
I had no idea you were... I'm terribly sorry. But you see, I just needed to... no, don't do that.
Oh! It's the thing from Alien! Okay, okay, now I know. I was warned about some spider thing, but that's not really a spider. Well, I didn't get to see it very well, so... Ooh, that's bad. So... now what?
Get that door open!
No! You can't let that thing out of here.
Well, we're all locked in here with this thing. I mean, he can't do anything to him, right? So... Oh, there's more! You need to close that box. It might be like a TARDIS. It might be, like, giant inside of it. He can regenerate it, yeah.
I wouldn't leave that open.
Yeah, close it. Ooh, okay. So there's at least 2 out, maybe more. What are you planning to do with this thing?
You see, there's about 50 billion of these happy little critters in here. Would you like to...
What the fuck is that? What are you planning to do with that shit?
Faith, let's go.
Faith, I don't think you're safe with 50 billion of those, by the way.
Faith?
Oh, she has to leave the knife behind. That was his gift to her. And he didn't care about it.
Why couldn't you be dealing drugs like normal people?
So Faith was like, I'm gonna beat you up, and I'm not afraid of you, and then she had the knife, which was less fun. You made your choice. Buffy was your friend.
This is fascinating, but just to get back to the point. You actually had your hands on the books of this.
Yeah, what did you read?
Volumes 1 through 5. I was in a hurry, and what I did read was kind of involved. If you ask me, way overwritten.
Sure, but...
There were a few pages that were kind of interesting, but I didn't have a chance to read them fully. See what you can make of them?
Oh! That's way better.
Well, let's hope there's something useful in those pages. The mayor has the box of Gavrok. We are right back where we started.
I'm a Sunnydale girl. No other choice.
Must be tough. I'm not going anywhere.
She's gonna stay with you.
I will be matriculating with a class of 2003.
Are you serious? I won't let you.
Of the 2 people here, which is the boss of me?
Can't let you stay because of me.
Actually, this isn't about you.
No, it's not.
Although I'm fond, don't get me wrong, of you. The other night, facing off with Faith.
I feel so cool.
You've been fighting evil here for 3 years, and I've helped some. And now we're supposed to decide what we want to do with our lives.
This is what I do with mine.
Fight evil, help people.
Yeah.
It's a good fight, Buffy, and I want in.
I kind of love you.
Aw.
It's weird. You look at something and you think you know exactly what you're seeing, and then you find out it's something else entirely.
Okay. What's up with Cordelia?
Chase, what are you doing? Your break's been over for 10 minutes. I still need you to restock the shelves and sweep out the storage room.
I see.
Will and I are gonna go on Saturday and look at the campus.
They're having a picnic at a cruise. This is a goth picnic.
How could he know anything about us?
Well, he's evil.
He doesn't even know what a lasting relationship is. Stupid evil guy. We'll be okay.
We will.
You can see the uncertainty in her face because they know he was right. It's kind of funny to me whenever the topic of academic goals and how much it means to some of these characters, you know, and what are their lives like comes into question. And Buffy's like, you know, I want to go to a good school somewhere else, you know, I don't want to be stuck here. Willow is getting offers to go anywhere where she would want to, you know, and everyone's like, oh my god, that's so cool. Willow has such a good future ahead of her. And of course, this comes back at the end where Willow is like, you know, I decide to stay here with you. You know, I'm gonna stay here and I'm gonna fight demons and shit, and I'm gonna help people doing that because that's what I want to do with my life. And you know what? That's cool. It's cool that she has that moment of, you know, this is it. This is the life I'm choosing to have. However, part of me is always like, this is a little bit funny because I am a high school dropout. So like whenever characters have this like entire moment of like, what do I want to do? Which is, it is a very, if I watched this when I was like 16, it would have probably felt differently. But now that I'm watching this as an adult, many years after I decided to drop out, it feels like, yeah, I would have just not give a shit about this. It wouldn't be a question. I would just continue to fight demons or whatever. The question about the future wouldn't really be a question for me. It would just be like, yeah, I'm doing this. So that's always fun for me. But it's really good for Willow's character, because Willow's character is one that I feel like we don't often explore a lot. Like it feels like Willow is a character we always take for granted a little bit, which is, it's funny considering the episode we had a couple of weeks ago, but that's kind of what it feels like, you know? Like, it feels like you always understand Willow's character, and Willow's character is just constant. In this episode, we got some fun Willow. She read the books of Ascension, she stole some of the pages, she had a straight up confrontation with Faith that led to Faith almost killing her, but it's fun that she stood up to her, and she had a moment of like, I stood up to her, and she was like all proud about that, and I'm like, you know what, that's cool. It's cool that we got to see that. It's cool that Willow was like that this episode. That was nice. Instead of sitting there and just reading the books, I probably would have just grabbed them and run off, and maybe that would have been more helpful, but she's curious. She wanted to know. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'll take it, because it is about Willow's character. We got some Faith today, so it was a good day. We got some Faith and some Mayor, and something that's really minor that I really liked. And it took me a little bit to realize it, but I did after a little bit. And this is one of those things that I feel like, of course, if you're a Buffy fan, you know that this is the case. But if you are a casual Buffy enjoyer, you might not have realized it when you watched it for the first time. But it's at the end when the Mayor is like, let's go, Faith. And Faith is like looking at the dead thing on the wall, impaled by the knife. And the Mayor is like, what are you doing? Like, let's go. And Faith like keeps looking at it, and she's okay. And then they leave. For a second, I was like, why is she so hung up on that dead creature? Like, is she considering the fact that he said, oh, there's 50 billion of these things, and they're gonna like kill all of humanity, and that thing is gonna be my future. Like, I'm gonna die to like alien creature. No, what she was doing is that she was looking at the knife, and this goes hand in hand with what we see earlier in the episode. So earlier in the episode, like at the very beginning, you see the Mayor gifting Faith the knife. It's a gift, and she's happy about it. Like, she's like, we rarely see Faith being happy. We rarely see Faith actually feeling good. So when the Mayor is like, I got you a gift, and it's like, yeah, and here's some cookies, and she's like, thank you, and she's like, eats the cookies, and he's like, open it, and she's like, yeah, and then she opens it, and she's like, oh my god, it's beautiful. It's like this fucked up like Rambo-ass knife. Not even that, it's like some metal shit. It's something that's not practical. It's just a fucked up looking knife, and she's like, oh, this is sick looking, thank you. And it's like, oh, that's great and all. Later, when she has the confrontation with Willow is the one that tells her, you know, you had friends, you had like, some people had much less than you had a good friends like Buffy. Like, Faith had connections, and then she decided, I'm gonna dump all of that away. And Willow is like, well, you had all these things, and now you got nothing. Who are you? You're a fucking nobody. You used to be a Slayer, you used to be good, now you're just a fucking loser. Like, nobody likes you. You have no one anymore. And then the Mayor walks in and interrupts them, and he has to like forcefully like stop Faith from assaulting Willow. And Faith is like, you know what, I have him. And I'm sitting here thinking like, oh, I've already done this. Like, I've already done this part of the analysis like a week or two ago. 2 weeks ago. Where Faith believes that she has the Mayor, and they have this like weird father-daughter relationship. But then also the Mayor literally has said on screen like, oh yeah, if you fail me, you'll just fucking die. Like, you're just gonna be fucking dispensable, and that's it. You're dead to me. And he says all those things with a smile. And this kind of goes to the character of the Mayor that they have laid out for us, which is, he is someone that is all smiles and a friendly, charismatic attitude, but then he'll just do and say the most fucked up shit he can. And that's the idea, the dynamic they go for him, where what you actually see is not the same of what there is actually inside, you know, what he actually is like. And he doesn't even really try to hide it on some level. I'm not sure what he's doing. I'm not sure the way he acts, if it's something where he tries to hide his true nature, but I don't think it is. I don't know why he's like that. they might have just wanted to make a quirky character, but there might be a reason, and we might like revisit that idea when if we ever do like a mayor character analysis, like at the end of the season or something. We could maybe do one right now, but it would be incomplete. But the idea that Faith believes that he's there for her, that he likes her, but then she's dispensable to him. And that's also why his previous assistant, I forgot his name, the dude that Faith fucking killed. That's also why that matters, because I remember originally when he got killed, I was like, oh, they killed someone that was directly close, connected to the mayor. So I'm sitting here thinking like, why was that? Oh, maybe like they pissed him off. You know, this was someone that actually he gave a shit about on some level. And this is going to be the connection. This is how they're going to start being antagonistic towards each other. That wasn't the case. He didn't give a shit about him at all. And they actually did like play with that idea for a second. In the next episode, he's like, I don't understand. Like, I'm so sad. Why would he leave so much work for me to do after he died? And it's like, okay, he didn't give a shit about him in life, actually. And now that he's dead, he's not worried about him and what he meant or the fact that he's dead. He's just like, man, it's such an inconvenience to me now that he's dead. And it's like, okay, that's the kind of person that he is. He doesn't really give a shit about anyone else. Like, maybe the last person he gave a shit about was his like dead wife in 1903, which he mentioned in this episode. That could be a fun thing to explore about him as a character, but we're gonna move up right up. The things about the mayor is that he doesn't give a shit about people. He moved really quickly from his assistant. He moved really quickly from Mr. Trick, and he has implied that he would move equally as quickly from Faith. He likes playing with the dynamic that they're like father-daughter or whatever. He likes giving her gifts, which on some level is, you know, motivation. But like, he likes pretending. He likes role-playing. But I don't think he does that because he gives a shit about the person he's doing it with. I think he just does it for his own amusement. Which takes us to the, again, where we started, with the knife. Faith threw the knife to stab one of the creatures on the wall. And then the mayor's like, well, we closed the box, we're gonna leave. Pack it up, boys, we're leaving. The knife is on the other side of the room. Faith has to go retrieve it or something. And the mayor's like, all right, let's go. And Faith is like, but... And the mayor's like, let's go. And she's like, okay. She doesn't say anything, which is important. It's important that she doesn't say anything because everything about the character of Faith is something that happens internally. If you have to like, not even read between lines, you have to actively like try and think about what's happening internally. What's happening is that she was given a gift by someone that she thinks cares about her. He doesn't, but she thinks that. Because, again, and I mentioned this before, the mayor is someone that shows that he finds worth in Faith. And to Faith, this is like crack. This is like cocaine. Because I don't know what kind of childhood she lived, but clearly she didn't get enough attention. And I'm not saying attention in terms of like, oh, it's wrong for you to want attention. It's like, no, like, it's important that a child gets attention. It's important that people in general get some level of attention, because more than attention is acceptance. And Faith has only experienced a level of rejection from everyone, to the point that she starts to feel like she gets rejected when she's not. So that's why she backstabs all of her friends, because she believes that they're all duplicitous liars to her that only care about Buffy and not about her. The mayor is someone that pretends to care about Faith, and Faith believes it. Perhaps she believes it because that's the only person that's left, so she has to grasp onto something. But the point is that to her, this is like the only person that she has in her life. And this person gave her a gift, and it's a cool gift. And she was like, oh, this is nice. Thank you so much. Like, this is something that I like. You thought about me. This feels nice. This gives me nice, warm feelings of humanity. And then at the end of the episode, you get to see how he doesn't give a fuck. Faith is just looking at it like, but that's my knife. That's the gift you gave me. Like, that's like almost symbolic of the fact that you care about me. And he's like, fuck it, let's go. Like, what are you waiting for? And I know that if Faith just told him, like, later walking back home or whatever, she was like, you know, I wanted to go get that knife back that you gave me. That was a nice gift of yours. He would be like, oh, okay. Oh, I see. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I'll get you another knife, girl. Like, you know, you did such a great job. I'm gonna get you another knife because you deserve it. You're such a big girl. And like, Faith would probably grab that as like, okay, yeah, okay, thank you. But like, the reality is that she really cared about that gift. That was maybe the first gift she ever got in her life or whatever. That was something that mattered to her. And it mattered because it was a it was a symbol of the fact that he cared about her. But then he showed that he didn't. So that's why Faith was so torn. And that's like such a tiny, small thing that I'm dedicating so much time to talking about, because I love that shit. I love something like that. And I love that she didn't say nothing. I love that she said fucking nothing. It's one of those things that you only realize if you like think about it for a little bit and you're like, oh, okay, I see what that is. If you have an understanding of Faith's character. Okay, that's good. That's enough for Faith for today. That was good shit. We got some good Oz this episode. It wasn't a lot, but it was good. Like, we never get any Oz, so whenever we do, I'm like, okay, that's cool. And there's this conversation that they all have, the gang has, when Willow gets taken hostage, and they have to decide, what are we gonna do? And Wesley is taking the rational approach, quote unquote. And Wesley is saying, we can't trade the box for Willow. We have the box. Like, the box, this is gonna like kill thousands of people or whatever. We can't risk them getting the box back. And then everyone around him is like, shut the fuck up. Are you a human being? Like, do you realize what you're saying? They're gonna kill our friend. And Wesley, to be fair, he's not saying let's kill Willow. What he's saying is let's try to find a different solution. There's no different solution. There isn't. There's just not. Like, they're not gonna take anything except for the box, because they know how much you care about Willow. And if you try to like sneak her out or something, you're risking the fact that someone else gets caught or she just dies in the process. Like, you're risking it all instead of just saying like, okay, we'll give them the box back and we can get Willow back. And even at the end, Wesley seems like he's like sour that they decided to go with that choice. Which, to be fair, he only says, like, he looks at Buffy and he says like, we're back to where we started, because everything that happened in this episode only happened because Buffy was proactive. Because Buffy decided, you know what, I want to change my future. I want to have some kind of future. I want to do something different. So we should go and get ahead of the mayor and try to stop this like before graduation. So Buffy decided, let's go and get the mayor. Let's go and get ahead of him. And then we can maybe try to figure out a way to stop this before graduation. She's trying to be proactive. She's trying to make moves. And they did. And it was a good move until Willow was captured. And then we have to give the box back to them. And then it's like, okay, we're back to where we started. Not really. Willow got a little bit of information that will surely prove itself useful. We also know what's in the box. It's the facehuggers from Alien, or the headcrafts from Half-Life. By the way, shoutouts to the people that always told me like, hey, spider warning, there's gonna be spiders in this episode or whatever. Someone probably told me that this episode had spiders, because I remember people telling me like, oh yeah, we have spider-like creatures at the end of season 3 or something like that. And because they said spider-like, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna mind too much probably. And no, I didn't. Actually, this is very much like facehuggers or headcrafts, and I played a lot of Half-Life when I was a kid. I'm cool with headcrafts. They're fine. I mean, they were scary in Half-Life 2 whenever you get to Ravenholm and you get to hear the poison ones that make that like snake noise. That got to me. That made me really afraid for fighting for my life there. But partially it was because when they hit you, they lower your HP always down to 1. So you're always 1 hit away from dying if you ever hear one. So they put the fear of God in you. Anyway, I was cool with them. Also, it was very helpful that entire scene took out in a place that was completely dark. And again, I've said this many times before, but like when I have like 2 lights on my face at this angle on my monitor and watching something from 1999 that has like very low bitrate quality and definition, and also it's dark in the scene itself, I'm like, I can't make up what the fuck is happening, man. I just see like a shape and I'm like, I can fill in the blanks. Now, if we start actually getting to see real spiders, I'm gonna freak the fuck out, but that wasn't it, so we're good. Oh, Cordelia. Yeah, let's talk about Cordelia for a second. Why not? So, when Buffy said, it's weird, you look at something and think you know exactly what you're seeing, and then you find out it's something else. And I'm sitting here thinking like, what is she talking about? Like, what the fuck is she talking about? Like, I'm sitting here thinking like, what does she mean? Like, what are they actually talking about? And I'm sitting here thinking like, that wasn't Buffy saying it, that was the writer saying it. And I'm sitting here thinking like, okay, why? Like, what does that mean? And then it cuts to the Cordelia scene and I'm like, okay, we're gonna see something different about Cordelia. And then they show you that Cordelia is actually working. Xander earlier in the episode sees her like not putting on the dress, but like seeing herself in a mirror with it. And Xander is like, oh, look at this fucking princess, look at this fucking queen trying to get fancy dresses and shit because she's a rich girl. Oh my god, look at this death. And he's like so childishly, for some reason, like goading her. I don't know why he's like that. I have no idea why he's so immature. I mean, he's Xander. But anyway, we get to see that Cordelia is looking longingly at those dresses as she's thinking like, I wish I could wear this. So we can maybe infer like, okay, there might be something happening with Cordelia's like home situation, you know? Like maybe her parents got divorced, maybe they lost their job, maybe something happened that is leaving Cordelia in a place where she's starting to feel like she needs more things. Oh, maybe after the surgery she had to get in order to not fucking die during that one episode where we thought she died, but she didn't. Maybe because healthcare is so fucked in United States of America, maybe their parents went into massive debt that they cannot afford in order to get her back to full health. That could happen. I can see that as a possibility. But anyway, this is just hypotheticals. We don't actually know what's going on with Cordelia. There might be nothing going on, but it's just Xander. For some reason, he continues to act like this towards Cordelia. I mean, the reason why he does it is because Cordelia is antagonistic towards him. So he's antagonistic towards Cordelia. But contrary to him, Cordelia does have a reason to be antagonistic towards him. Because he's an asshole. Because of what he did to her. He cheated on her. And then, of course, she's gonna be upset at him. So it's interesting that whenever we had scenes like that, where earlier there was a scene where Cordelia was mean to even Buffy, right? She's mean to everybody. And whenever Cordelia's in an episode, it's always funny because like she's part of the cast, but she's not. Almost like the actress just needed to collect her paycheck, so they have to be like, well, she has to be in the episode. And there are some episodes like last week's episode where she was in it and she was helping, but then she's like, I hate all of you. And then she helps the next episode. And it's like, okay, it's a little bit weird, but we'll deal with it. Cordelia is a fun character. They're clearly doing something with her. I'm not sure exactly what, but we'll see in the future. Also, like the fact that she gets into good schools. She has like several potential like schools that she could get to because she got invited into them. It means that she's actually putting in a lot of effort in order to qualify to get there. And she's also working while simultaneously studying. Like she's putting a lot of effort into a lot of things right now. We don't know exactly why, but we know that she's doing a lot. And maybe the reason why she's mean to everybody is because her life sucks. And she kind of has to take it out on people, which that's kind of how bullies work oftentimes. But also the idea that she does blame them for her life sucking in many aspects, and she's not even entirely wrong. So yeah, we'll see what happens with Cordelia in the future, because there's definitely something going on here that we got to see here at the end. Okay, so there is a scene. I mean, the scene at the school when it's dark, where the mayor just fucking calls out everybody on everything. He's like, I don't see a lot of future in you guys' relationship. And it's like, well, yeah, like, if we keep going further into the future, like, she's gonna die of old age if she gets there. And you're gonna continue to be young forever. Like, this is assuming that you're both still alive and kicking and in a relationship. And like, you can never see the sun, so y'all are never gonna hang out during daytime. Goths don't have a problem with that, but that's a different topic altogether. And he's like, if you ever feel a moment of happiness in your life, you're gonna turn evil and turn into a psychopath. And it's like, yeah, that's also another problem. Like, he keeps bringing up all these like very valid points about the relationship, and a lot of the reasons about like why that would be a problem if we look forward. And she imparts him with some wisdom of his own, because he talks about like, yeah, I've been alive for like centuries or whatever, and he talks about how he lost like the love of his life, and he watched her die of old age in like 1903 or something like that. He talks about it, and it seemed like he actually cared, and he like hurt. So on some level, it sounds like he's talking from experience. He looks at Angel dead in the eyes and tells them like, you're keeping Buffy away from the life she wishes she had, which is kind of true. Like, at the end of the day, if Buffy wants to be with Angel, then Buffy wants to be with Angel. But at the same time, Buffy can never have a normal life as long as she stays here with Angel in the Hellmouth. So like, if Buffy ever wants to have a good normal life, which she has shown like she wants to several times, including this episode, then Angel being in love with her and wanting to be with her is selfish on some level. And the mayor is like, yeah, you're being selfish. And he doesn't have a comeback for that, because he feels like he's on some level right. Ultimately, you can't really make that choice for Buffy, but Like, the mayor is bringing up a lot of valid points of things that would be a problem in the relationship if you think about it for like a little bit. And it's not that they haven't thought about it, it's that they like to think that things could be better in the future, but the reality is that the future doesn't look like it would be any different. Okay, so the mayor has a bunch of face huggers or whatever locked inside a box, and according to him, it's 50 billion, not million, billion. That's several times the population of the Earth, like by a lot of times. Like, you can populate multiple Earths with that amount of face huggers. So yeah, it does work like a TARDIS inside of that. Why the fuck does he need that? He did say that he needed it for the Ascension. Why? What is he gonna do? I have no clue. Like, is he planning to end all of humanity and every other life form on the planet by this like face hugger things, just jumping around and going and killing everybody? And they can jump to the mayor, but the mayor is invulnerable or whatever, so nothing would happen to him. If that's the case, no one's fucking safe, but I have no idea what the plan is here. We'll see what the Ascension actually is, because we also don't know how those creatures operate. Like, I don't know if they just kill you. Do they absorb energy off of you? Can they fuse? I don't know. Like, maybe he doesn't actually care about the creatures themselves. Maybe he only cares about the inside, and he needs to like dump all of the creatures inside the box first, and then he cares about the inside space without any creatures in it. I have no fucking clue. I have no idea what he's cooking. We'll just have to wait and see for the finale, see what's going on there, because like, I got nothing. And the final thing I guess I can talk about here that I want to talk about is Snyder. So he just shows up in the middle of the night and he's like, y'all kids are doing drug trades in my school, aren't you? And it's like, okay, like, oftentimes I feel like Snyder is like cooperating with the mayor and doing some shady shit with the mayor, but it feels like he's not. It feels like he's just straight up like, he knows him and they know each other, but like, he's not actually working with him. So okay, now we got that confirmation. Now we know that Snyder is not actually with the mayor. He will definitely like listen to what he says and like respect them, but like, they're not actually cooperating. They're not actually working together. So yeah, that's just a small confirmation we have. And like, again, it's just another funny thing that Snyder is like, why couldn't you be doing drugs like normal kids? Why do you have to do all this weird alien shit? And he just runs away, and it's funny. And that's just the end of that. Anyway, I think that's gonna be it for this video. I'm not gonna lie to you, my neck hurts, so I just kind of want to go and lay down for a little bit. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this episode of Buffy. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys next week. Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching this episode reaction to Buffy the Vampire Slayer. If you would like to watch the next 2 episode reactions, you can already do so, as well as full-length reactions. Check out the Patreon, link in the description below, all the social media and cool stuff that I do. I'll see you guys next time. Take care everybody. Bye bye.